Okie dokie, so it's finally time to get into this. I had to wait a few weeks because of, paychecks. Got my bonus, so I was like, screw it. Went ahead and completely pre-ordered Assassin's Creed. Went and picked this up in my other deck. We'll do a video on that here in just, a few minutes when I get done with this. This is going to be my first Eldrazi deck. My first real introduction into the Eldrazi, so this will be fun. Planning on picking up the Commander Masters precon as soon as I'm able to. Got a supplier that has all the Commander decks for Commander Masters, like the whole box, is on sale for $240. So probably next paycheck I'm probably picking that up. The end of the rainbow and all of life, Jesus. Alright, let's crack into this. I'm not doing the collector's edition of any of these. I think they are a ripoff. If they had special art for some of the staple cards like Soul Ring and stuff like that, for the price point that especially secondhand was asking for it, man, I would have gone and picked that up in a heartbeat. Like, no questions asked. But you're telling me you want to charge almost $400 to $500 for a commander deck that the only special thing about is more pretty rainbow foil from March of the Machine, and the two commander cards have special artwork. Okay, what's the point? I didn't see it. Ooh, we will open that here up in a minute. So yeah, I just wasn't going to waste my money on that, especially because I didn't know how well this deck was going to do or anything like that. So, but this is what comes in it. Obviously, we got our punch outs. Eldrazi token, Planeswalker token, cool artwork of Udalek. Got our little artwork that comes with all of these. There's Udalek in all of his glory. Fused Atrocity. Is it just me or does it look like he has like a bunch of nipples? Just saying, I mean, look at it. I know they're eyeballs, but they look like nipples. Can't unsee that now, can you? So yeah, pretty cool. I love the artwork. Really like the way the Eldrazi work. They're just kind of, you slam them on the board and, especially the Titans, people are kind of like, cool, you win the game. I'm down for that. Easy wins. Hell yes. This one being 5 color, I'm assuming you can ramp into your big boys that much easier because I know I've seen the Commander Masters one in action, and it does well like 10% of the time. The other 10% of the time is like, I have my Urza lands, and everyone's like, awesome, you've done nothing this entire battle. Anywho, let's go ahead and jump into these. I know this has been shown off to hell and back already, but I wanted to do mine. Why not? Something to do in between this and Assassin's Creed. I do plan on getting some Modern Horizons 3, but it's probably not going to be until like mid-July. Alright. Udalek, Fused Atrocity with the Void. This card has no color. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi, you may pay 2 colorless, or 2 waste, I guess I should say. If you do, copy all spells you control, then copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. May choose new targets. I do plan on getting the extended artwork for these two commanders. I think they're really super duper cool looking. They're going pretty cheap too, considering. So I was thinking about playing Azlask and then making sure to throw in the one from the Commander Masters precon. Damn, what was his name? Anyway, throwing him into this deck because Cascade is dumb. See, and this is interesting to me, seeing Eldrazi with colored on it. I've got a Kozilek that I pulled out of Commander Masters, but add 2 colorless, pay 3 in a colorless, draw a card, or 3 in a waste. I'm assuming that's a waste symbol because it doesn't have a number on it. Herald's Horn, that's always a nice pull. Everflowing Chalice. Glaring Flesh Raker. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, oops, sorry about that, you guys. Create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn with sacrifice this creature, add 1 waste. Whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, deals 1 damage to each opponent. So this is almost like Impact Tremors, except for Eldrazi specific. Eldrazi Wizard. Kicker for a force and or 1 blue. When you cast a spell, if it was kicked with its force kick, exile target artifact or enchantment opponent controls, and if you kick it with 1 blue, return target creature opponent controls. That's a nice little piece of removal. Alrighty. Crypt Swap. That's what Mystique looked like as a baby. It's a Changeling. Exile target creature's controller creates a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. That could be good in the Ring Wraith deck, honestly. Titan's Vanguard. When you cast a spell, and whenever Titan's Vanguard attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each colorless creature you control. Alright, if everything's devoid and colorless, Talisman of Resilience, Hedron Archive. Add 2, sacrifice this card, draw 2 cards. Alrighty. Spawning Bed. It's one of the new land cards. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get as close as possible so you guys can actually read it, and I'm just not paying attention to the thing. Sacrifice Spawning Bed. Create 3 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature tokens. They have sacrifice this creature and add 1. Ulamog's Nullifier. Flash Flying, ETBs, put 2 cards your opponent's owns from exile into their owner's graveyard. If you don't do that, or if you do, counter target spell. Okay. Another land, Twisted Landscape. Oh, this is the Jund landscape card. I've actually been able to collect most of these. Oh, I guess I've got all of them now. Probably. That's cool. What did I do with that other land? Ah, there. I'm trying to keep all these together. There we go. Alright, Tectonic Edge. Add a force. Sacrifice this card. Destroy target non-basic land. Activate. Oh, nice. A little bit of land removal. Reliquary Towers. Soul Ring. See, and that's the thing. That right there. Look. Don't get me wrong. Again, if it would have been the staple cards in this set, the Reliquary Towers, the Soul Rings, stuff like that, got a special Eldrazi artwork of them. A corrupted form of cards that we know and love. I would have been all over that. But the moment that I saw, because I did watch some of the openings for this precon right after it came out, a lot of people got their stuff early. Nothing was special about those decks except for the 2 commanders had their alternate artwork, and everything was in that new special foiling that basically looks like Halo foiling from the March of the Machine collector boosters. If it had been that it was special artwork and that foiling, dude, I would have been all over that. I would have put a down payment on my house, you know. I would have gone out and bought those. I would have at least pre-ordered them so I could go pick them up in my LGS. I got lucky. My LGS did the pre-orders for this and they stuck firm at $80. I know a lot of LGSs were like, oh, $80, that's cute. That would be at least $140. My LGS didn't do that. I give them shit for a lot of stuff, but I can say for a fact that every time that I go to pre-order something that's expensive, like Fallout or these commander decks, they hold firm on their price and I don't have to worry about them going up on me. I would have pre-ordered them. I would have gone out and bought them. I would have made sure that I paid for them. To just give us a subpar product and charge almost $500 because you will not put an MSRP on them, I'm not doing it. I'm just simply not doing it. Alright, focus up for me again, camera. Come on. Come on. There you go. Alright, when you cast this spell, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Annihilator 2. 9 mana, good gravy. Opal Palace, that can probably get removed out of here. Ulamog's Dreadsire. Ward, sacrifice permanent with mana value 1 or greater. Create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Holy crap. It's 10 mana. Sacrifice a permanent with mana value 1 or greater. Is that literally everything? Okay, whatever. Bethnic Anomaly. A lot of these cards I was really hoping would be in here. When you cast a spell, for each opponent, choose a creature that player controls. Create a token that's a copy of one of those creatures, except its power is equal to total power of those creatures. Its toughness is equal to the toughness of those creatures, and it's a colorless Eldrazi sign. That's gross. Eldritch Immunity. Target creature you control gains protection from each color until end of turn. Overload for 4. Oh, nice. So this is a instant especially for Eldrazi. It's a kindred instant. Nice. Alright. Selective Obliteration. Each player chooses a color, then exile each permanent, unless it's colorless or it's only the color its controller chose. Angelic Aberration. Okay. Enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of creatures with base power or toughness 1 or less. Create that many 4/4 colorless Eldrazi Angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. Been thinking about throwing this into a Bruna and Gisela deck. Oh, that's a creature. What am I doing? Doop. They all look the same, man. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they've exiled a non-land card. You may cast that card by paying life equal to the spell's mana value rather than paying its mana cost. What? Okay. Hideous Taskmaster. When you cast a spell for each opponent, gain control of up to 1 target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures. They gain Trample, Haste, and Annihilator 1 until end of turn. That's neat. So it kind of goes with Aslas, where he's putting Annihilator tokens on stuff. Twins of Discord. Whenever you attack, choose odd or even. Creatures with mana value. Quality. Can't block this turn. Each other colorless creature you control is Bloodthirst 2. Mutate Cultist. When you cast a spell, remove all counters from up to 1 target permanent or opponent. Oh, you can remove. You can remove poison and experience counters with this. The next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast for each counter removed on this way. That's nasty, honestly. Try and play an Infect or Poison deck against this. You can just straight up be like, cool, I'm at 9, now I'm at 0. Choose 3. Choose the same mode more than once. Target creature gets +3/-3 until end of turn. Exile target non-land permanent, and then return it to the battlefield. Create a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token. So you give something -9 and just make sure you kill it. That's pretty nasty. Spawn Bed Protector. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target Eldrazi creature from your graveyard to your hand. Create 2 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature tokens with sacrifice this creature add 1. Let's see here. It's got Myriad. That's pretty gross. Leaves the battlefield. Create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrifice this creature. Inversion Behemoth. Game combat on your turn. Switch the power and toughness of each of a number of target creatures until end of turn. Okay, we got Ugin the Ineffable. Colorless spells cost 2 less to cast. That's gross by itself. Exile top card of your library face down. Look at it. That was weird. Create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. When that token leaves the battlefield, put the exile card into your hand. Neat. Destroy target permanent that's Destroy target permanent that's one or more colors. Okie dokie. God, sorry. That was a weird card. Okay, I was really hoping this would be in here. This was a list card in Eldrazi for some damn reason. So, you enchant a creature, it gets 10/10 and it has trample and Annihilator 2. I think that was an enchantment. So we're just going to put it here. Cascading Cataracts, Indestructible. Pay 5. You can add 5 mana any combination of colors. That's nice for a different deck. Eldrazi Monument. Is like everything in this deck rare or mythic? Is that what I'm getting out of this? Because it sure as hell feels that way. Yeah. It's like everything in this is mythic or rare. I think I've seen one uncommon. That's crazy. No wonder this deck was so damn much. Creatures you control get 1/1 and have flying and indestructible. Oh, all creatures you control have that. Oh, gross. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. If you can't, sacrifice this card. So do this in like an angel token deck. That would be gross. Alright, Sire of Stagnation. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player exiles top 2 cards of their library and you draw 2. That's gross. So it's kind of like a rogue class. Except for you don't get to give your stuff menace. Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. That's funny. Add 2, spend this mana only to cast colorless spells. Activate only if you control 7 or more lands. Not gonna lie, I'm considering getting another one of these to break apart and put into a different deck. Ugin's Insight, Scry X, where X is the highest mana value among permanents you control, then draw 3 cards. Hey, I'm going to Scry 10 real fast. Drowner of Hope. When this card enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scions. They have sacrificed this creature, add 1. Sacrifice an Eldrazi Scion, tap target creature. Turn of the Wild Speaker. I think everyone knows what this card does at this point. Tendo Icebridge enters the battlefield with a charge counter on it. Remove a charge counter from Tendo Icebridge, add 1 mana of any color. Alright, Battlefield Forge, Land of War Waste, Brushland, Underground River. These are all the smite lands, the ones that deal like 1 damage to you when you go to use their colors. Oblivion Sower. When you cast a spell, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of their library. You may put any number of land cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. Wow. Okie doke. Could be good, could be bad. Completely a gamble on that card unless you start blinking it. Add a card waste. Oh, this is the rest of that cycle. Oh, Cave of Koilos. That's nice. Okay, these are the rest of those lands that deal damage to you. Kind of gross that you have all of them in here, but I mean, if they all give you colorless mana except for when you need to, I guess it works in this. Imprisoned in the Moon. This is a really good enchantment. Enchanted creature, land, or planeswalker. Permanent is colorless land with tap for and loses all other card types and abilities. The temples, so all the scry lands, I'm assuming. Morophon, here we go. I've been looking for this card. This is probably getting taken out. This might be the commander for my Angel deck, unless I decide to just go out and buy another copy. I think everyone knows what Morophon does at this point. 7 mana, comes out. It's an anthem for a creature type if you're choosing. Spells of the chosen type you cast costs Wooburg less to cast. Effect reduces only the amount of colored mana. Dummy good card. Super duper glad to see it here. Kozilek's Return. Kozilek's Return deals 2 damage to each creature. Let's see here. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi creature spell with mana value 7 or greater, you may exile this card from your graveyard, and if you do, it deals 5 damage to each creature. Gross. Rule Breaker. Again, another mythic. When you cast a spell, exile target artifact, enchantment, or land has reach, and sacrifice a land. Return World Breaker from the graveyard to your hand. Ruins of Orin Reef comes in tapped. Put a 1/1 counter on target colorless creature. Put that here. Sifter of the Skulls. Gross, man. Just leave those skulls alone. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token. It has sacrifice this creature and colorless. Oh, sorry about that. I had hiccups for a second. Where's the other Ugin at? I thought there was another Ugin in this deck. I know we still got another half to go through, but where is it? Untap Inbringer during each other player's untap step. Gross. Inbringer deals 1 damage to any target. Target creature can't attack or block this turn or draw a card. So it's module, you get to pay for what you want. And then first half is done. Corrupted Crossroads. Pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a spell with the Void. Alright. Second half, let's see what we got. Probably a bunch of lands. Deep Fathom Skulker. Devoid, I love that word, skulk. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Vile Redeemer. When you cast a spell, you may pay colorless. If you do, create a Eldrazi Scion. I already know what those do. Displacer. Exile another target creature, then return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Well, there's that flicker effect I was talking about. Mystic Forge, look at the top card of your library at any time. Cast artifact spells and colorless spells from the top of your library. Pay 1 life, exile top card from your library. This is an artifact? Okay. All is dust, as it should be. Each player sacrifices all permanents they control that are 1 or more colors. Disgusting. Rich Card's Expertise. This is kind of like Wild Speaker. I think everyone knows what this card does at this point. Draw cards equal to the greatest power. Creatures you control, cast a spell of mana value 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Broken. Especially in this. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a Eldrazi Scion. Okay. So that's kind of like, ooh. That's kind of gross. That's really gross. This is basically Bitter Blossom or Skrull's Hive, except for you're making mana dorks instead of 1/1 flyers or poisoners. And you don't have to pay life for it. That's really disgusting. Eldrazi Temple. Add 2, spend this mana only to cast colorless Eldrazi spells. Okay. Elder Deep Fiend, an Eldrazi Octopus. Nice. Didn't need the extra tentacles. He already had 8. Emerge for 5. Cast a spell by sacrificing a creature and paying the mana cost for Emerge. When you cast a spell, tap up to 4 target permanents. Alrighty. Bonder's Enclave. Draw a card. Activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Exotic Orchard. Okay. Colorless creatures you control will get 2/2, and whenever you tap a permanent for mana, add an additional mana. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. Neat. Dreamstone Hedron. Add 3. That's a 6 mana card, okay. Sacrifice this card, draw 3 cards for 3 mana. Okie doke. Yeah, whatever. Arcane Signet. Tomb of the Spirit Dragon. Gain 1 life for each colorless creature you control. If you pay 2, seclude Courtyard, Idol of Oblivion. Come on, stop being cheap wizards and just give us a damn Cavern of Souls in these typo decks. Just do it. Seclude Courtyard's great, but just go ahead and give us a Cavern of Souls. Bring the price of that card down. Do it. You won't do it, you fucking cowards. Talisman of Curiosity. Add force or blue. Okay. I already know what those do. Warping Wall. Warping Whale. Choose 1. Exile target creature with power or toughness 1 or less. Counter target sorcery. Or exile. Or create a Eldrazi Scion. Got it. More talismans. Command Tower. Ash Barrens. That's getting yanked out immediately for another one of the land cycles. Ancient Stirrings. Sorry. I don't think I was even in frame. Ancient Stirrings, Ulamog's Crusher. Okay. Annihilator 2. Ulamog's Crusher attacks each combat if able. It's an 8/8. Or Annihilator 2. Okay. Garruk's Uprising. We all know what that one does by now. Separate the Pass. Exile X target cards from target player's graveyard. For each card exiled this way, if that player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. That's a nice little piece of graveyard hate. Skittering Invasion. Create 5/0/1 Colossal Eldrazi spawn creature tokens. Okay, so create 5 Scions. Got it. Path of Ancestry, Unclaimed Territory, Plains, Island, Swamp, Mountain, Forest. And that's it. Here's the Fat Stock card. It's kind of cool looking. It looks like a ghost rare. I almost wish they would have done the original card like that. And then our Scion tokens. Oh, there goes the Fat Stock copies. Eldrazi Spawn. And a card that explains how to play the game. Eldrazi Scions. Shapeshifter. Okay, there's that Changeling. Eldrazi Angels. And Spirits. Okay. Could have swore there was another Ugin in here, but maybe I was mistaken. Alright, so that's going to do it for the deck. Super duper fun. I can definitely already see some spots where I'm going to yank some cards out and put some different stuff in from the other Eldrazi deck. Definitely has room for all 3 Titans in here. I'm probably going to put Kozilek in here that I've got from Commander Masters, see how it does. Hoping for an Ulamog or a... what the hell's her name? Been studying Eldrazi like all week and now I can't remember her fucking name. Eldrazi and the big bitch that's in the moon. That one. Everyone knows who I'm talking about now. Alright, let's see what we got out of this. Not expecting much. I always get screwed over on these. Ginku Future Shaper. Okie dokie. And It That Heralds the End. Okay, we actually got an Eldrazi drone out of this. And retrofoiling. That's neat. Colorless spells you cast with mana value 7 or greater cost 1 less to cast other colorless creatures. Wow. That's a pretty nice little card for 2 mana. Let's see what this guy does. Whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose 1 that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a creature token with those characteristics. Make a 2/2 Fox, 1/2 Blue Moonfolk, 1/1 Black Rat. Pay 3 and Azurius. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Neat. Alright, guys. So that's going to do it for this one. I'm going to go ahead and get this starting to upload and then start cracking into tricky terrain. Just be sure to like and subscribe, you guys. Obviously, we got more videos on the way. I'll probably do each of these decks after I'm able to get the Jund and Jeskai decks. Just keep your eyes peeled on the channel. We'll be doing those as soon as we can. Anything you guys really want to see, leave a comment. I really want to know what you guys want to see me open next. Obviously, next Assassin's Creed is already pre-ordered. Just got it fully pre-ordered today, including the collector boosters. I'm super duper excited to get those. Yeah, let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll make sure it happens. Until then, we'll see you on the next video coming up in just a few minutes. Bye!